Wood, one of the most common natural materials used in the manufacture of handicrafts, decor items. Products may vary in complexity, price, and purpose, but they all have one thing in common. They are not only beautiful but also environmentally friendly. Handicrafts made of wood with their own hands give their room special value and originality. Below we have collected some great ideas. The structure of this natural material is hard and durable. Most wood items can only be made with a set of carpentry tools, which is usually used by men. Working with them involves the application of certain physical efforts. Women can also make light wooden crafts using simpler tools. The set of carpentry tools that men use when working with wood includes a hawk saw, electric jigsaw, in some cases a circular saw, as well as grinders, a drill, a chisel. Women prefer to work with more elegant tools. Many will be surprised, but in order to make most of the decor items out of wood, an ordinary secateurs, a barbell for wire, a glue gun, and a small handful of decorative elements, beads, rhinestones, twine, etc., are enough. If the hobby has firmly entered your life, you can replenish the supply of weather on every walk. The material is lying underfoot in the truest sense of the word. The appearance of the share depends on the quality of the prepared vedo. Color, appearance, absence of visual defects, and damages are important. The main thing to pay attention to: lack of resin. For some crafts, good flexibility of vedo or twigs is important. Parts of a tree spoiled by plant pests. Discard, they do not fit. In order to keep the area ecological and not harm the trees, it is better to collect fallen branches or use branches after pruning the trees. Before being sent for storage, the blanks should be dried for 12 to 14 days in a dry ventilated room, after which neatly folded into cardboard boxes. If the wood is very dry, it can be lightly sprinkled with warm water before starting work. In addition to the decorative role, woodcrafts successfully cope with the practical function, the most popular design option for flower beds at the manufacture of garden furniture. Wood is a unique material that is distinguished by its special structure, naturalness, beautiful appearance, sufficient strength, and amazing flexibility in processing. It is easy to cut, drill, grind, and fasten. Various wood species are successfully used as ornamental material. Products of the woodworking industry: board, timber, lath, pressed panels, plywood, veneer. Parts of a tree: trunk, branches, roots. Improvised materials: snags, stumps, logs, and bark. Crafts, especially homemade furniture, can be made from new purchased wood. In this case, you should remember about the need for pre-drying of the material. Most often, free raw materials are used. High-quality wooden elements can be extracted from old, unnecessary furniture. A huge reserve of ornamental material is located in the forest. You just need to walk on it and pick up dry wood. Do not rush to recycle and withered plants in the garden. Trees and shrubs can provide excellent material for crafts. When purchasing a plot, the owners of private houses first of all think about the house, garden, and vegetable garden. When the minimum program is completed, there is time and desire to start decorating the territory. And here you will come to the aid of sculptures made of wood, wooden figures, and live in the side, give it a unique look and make it more interesting. In order for the sculptures to become the highlight of your garden and not turn into a tasteless heap of figures, follow the designer's advice when decorating the side. Wooden sculpture is best suited for a landscape or country-style garden. Place wooden figures next to the conifer trees on the bank of the pond on the lawn. But in the middle of a multicolored flower bed or next to a flower garden, it is better not to put them because flowers will draw attention to themselves and the sculpture will go unnoticed. It is very important to choose the right place on the site for placing wooden figures. They don't have to be near the entrance. Sculptures can be placed near the border of the suburban area or in its depth. The main thing is that they do not interfere with movement in children's games. If you decide to place several figures side by side, then all of them must be made in the same style. In addition, arrange them in such a way that when looking at one of them, all the others are not visible. They can be covered with shrubs, branches, or other greenery. With the help of several sculptures, you can create a whole thematic composition: a fairy tale, a scene from village life, a rural estate, a forest corner, etc. The size of the sculpture must match the size of the area where you decide to place it. On the lawn or near the crop, install medium-sized figures. If you plan to place the sculpture on a large lawn among tall trees or shrubs, its height should be approximately equal to human height. Small items in this case can be placed on a pedestal. If you want to highlight the sculpture in order to highlight it in the evening and give the figure a more mysterious look, then set the backlight from below. Garden sculptures made of wood can be very diverse. Some of them perform a purely decorative function and serve only to decorate the site. Others not only cause aesthetic pleasure but also have an applied value. How to care for wooden figures in the garden. If cared for properly, wooden sculptures can last 50 years or more. The most dangerous for wood products are high humidity, temperature fluctuations, insect pests. A tree in an aggressive environment very quickly becomes unusable. You can save it from moisture and decay with the help of special compounds for protecting wood. Even if the sculpture was impregnated with a similar agent during manufacture, you still have to retreat every year because the protective layer thins over time. If it's not updated, the wood will begin to crack and rot. If your wood products are painted and the layer of paint is also a protection, then regularly check them for scratches. If the protective layer is damaged, moisture can penetrate to the wood, mold will appear, and the sculpture will be damaged. To prevent this from happening, immediately treat the damaged area and apply a new coat of paint. In addition to moisture, temperature changes are a great danger to wooden figures in the open air. It is impossible to avoid this problem in the middle lane, where in summer the temperature can rise to 30 degrees and in winter it can drop to the same mark but already with a minus sign. You can help the tree and minimize the negative effects of adverse weather conditions with the help of all the same protective compounds. In addition, for the winter, it is recommended to bring wooden sculptures into a dry room. If this is not possible, build special boxes or covers for them that will protect the products at least a little during the cold and damp period of the year. Another enemy of wooden figures on the side is insects. When setting up a sculpture in the garden, check for insects nearby, especially those that pose a danger to the tree, such as bark beetles or wood borers. If insects appeared later in the process of using the sculpture, they must be destroyed as soon as possible. For this purpose, insecticides are suitable. chemical preparations for combating insect pests. The garden plot is the right place to show the talent of the designer. It is not necessary to follow strict canons when designing a landscape. A great addition to well-groomed flower beds will be original wood crafts for summer cottages. They differ in complexity, so each master will find a sample that he is able to do with his own hands. Varieties of country crafts made of wood. There are many options for decorating a summer cottage with wood crafts. In the manufacture of the simpler samples, children and grandchildren are attracted to the exciting process. Complex specimens will require woodworking skills and painstaking work. The whole variety of wooden crafts for giving is conventionally divided into groups. Hempen logs, which serve as the basis for planting flowers in the country. Saw cuts, boards, and wooden posts involved in the fencing of the flower garden. Funny figures made of plywood or all kinds of combinations of logs and branches. Household utensils made from branches or tree bark. Complex monumental figures that will become an accent area in the design of the country house landscape. Various decorative furniture made of logs and branches. Tables, chairs, armchairs, and benches. Spectacular paths laid out from saw cuts of wood. Anyone can turn a country house or a summer cottage into a unique space. It is enough to take a closer look at what surrounds you. For example, furniture made of twigs, a stump, and nondescript driftwood turns out to be unique and at the same time comfortable. Where to get raw materials? You can find natural material in the forest, on the shore, in your own garden after pruning trees, or pulled out of the water. Depending on the place of detection, the preliminary processing of raw materials is different. Found on land sanded, cleaned of wooden fragments, remove rotten layers up to hardwood. Pulled out of the water is cleaned of impurities and dried. Why is snag furniture good? The main advantage of rustic furniture is exclusivity. In nature, there are no two identical trees, trunks, or twins, so any furniture made of branches, driftwood, stump will also be unique. There are more pluses. Environmental friendliness and absolute safety of the material. Reliability. The strong roots of which the table, chair, or other object is made guarantee the maximum strength. A variety of materials allows you to make any product, from an elegant lampshade to a chest of drawer or a bed with branches on the backs. Furniture for all occasions. You can make rustic furniture for your home or garden with your own hands. Here are some ideas. Tables, chairs, bar counter, and other furniture made of snags look unusual. On the cut of a large driftwood, it is easy to strengthen the tabletop. Small twigs are suitable for the back of a chair. Larger driftwood will go to the legs. The seat is made of fruits, fastened with hemp or a solid even cut. The bed of the bed is made of boards or thick branches. Thinner knots are used for the back. If you manage to find a fragment with powerful ramifications, it is used as the basis for a floor lamp. An original candlestick and hanger will come out of less solid branches. A wide log will make a bar or countertop. Thus, by choosing the material in size and diameter, you can make any piece of furniture.